Hey there, welcome to or welcome back to No Pants Profits. My name is Richard. I'm coming to you today from the Win/Encore drinking a Singing Frog beer. And in the next 72 hours, we are going to see 8 magic shows in Vegas. The 8 best magic shows, well, maybe the best magic shows. I'm going to let you know which one's the best, which one's the worst, but we're going to see the 8 best magic shows in Las Vegas. Now, there are technically 10. There is a guy named Shin Lim who, I'm not putting anything against him, but if I wanted to go see card tricks, I wouldn't watch it on a 200-foot screen, a 200-inch screen. I'd go see it right in front of me. So I don't think that Shin Lim's the right kind of person to see the show of. And speaking of screens and camera tricks and stuff like that, Criss Angel. No, I'm not seeing Criss Angel because Criss Angel is fake and all he does are camera tricks. But let me give you the rundown of what we're doing. I'm going to leave here in a few minutes and we're going to go to Lost Spirits Distilling Company. And Lost Spirits Distilling is a little distillery kind of tour and show and stuff like that. And we did get the tickets to get in early, so we're going to see a magic show. Say magic show, a bit of jazz show and stuff like that. And then right after that, when that finishes, I am going to be going to something called the Magician's Study. There's not much about this online. I'm going to make some separate videos on the Magician's Study, give you an idea what it is, but it's a secret magic show that only 30 people at a time get to see. I've got VIP seats. I'm going to tell you everything about it, but I probably won't be able to show you anything about it. And within the next 72 hours, the next day, we're going to go see Mac King at the Excalibur, which is the #1. He's pretty much created comedy magic, honestly. Banachek at the Stratosphere, Matt Franco at the Link, Penn and Teller at the Rio, and then the next day works out well because Copperfield has a 4 o'clock in the afternoon show. So we're going to see Copperfield at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then finish with Piff, the Magic Dragon. So come along with me on a journey of magic in Vegas so we can see what's the best magic show you should see in Vegas if you only see one, maybe 2. Join along. So we are at stop number 1, which is a 6 p.m. magic show, jazz set, and drink tasting at the Lost Spirits Distillery and Circus. This is over here at Area 15, which is kind of an entertainment complex. It's got Meow Wolf and some other stuff like that. But here's the interesting thing about this show. So this is a show and a circus, and it also includes alcohol. They have some different packages you can do. We did the VIP package, which gives you the tasting, and it also gives you the tasting, and it also gives you 2 separate drinks. So I'm going to show you what I can show you here. I'm not sure how much I can show you. I might have to get some B-roll, but we're going to go in and we're going to see the magic show and the drink tasting at the Lost Spirits Distillery. Hey, cool story for all you. They said here there's no photo or video restrictions, so I can show you what's going on, hopefully show you a little magic and stuff like that. We have the premium cocktail package, which I think was $99 a person. Gets you the show, gets you 4 tastings, and also there's a snake. If you don't like snakes, this lady is walking her snake, I think. Are you walking your snake? Oh my God. I assume the snake is one of the performers?
He is. This is Gabriel.
That is Gabriel. And you're a snake charmer, I assume?
I am. Well, he's my pet.
He's your pet. All right. Hold on, Bill, I'm coming. The lady was watching her snake. So, walking her snake, not watching her snake. We're going to go in and see what's going on. Right here at Lost Spirits Distillery. Look, there's a cat.
Hey, come on in. She's waiting for you to take it to the jazz lounge. Have a great time.
Perfecto. Do we take a cup here?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet.
In the jazz lounge.
Sorry.
We're not even early, so you can get out of the heat.
Oh, okay.
Welcome in, everyone. Is this everybody's first time?
My first time, yeah.
I will say we did change things up.
Thank you. No, that's not it. Take a look at the cards. They are all different, all the way through. Different, mixed up as well. Different cards. If they were all the same card, the trick would be shitty. It's true. Do the one more shuffle. That was a sloppy shuffle. Instead of picking a card, somebody name a card. Anyone you want, shout it out, I'll find it. Ace of Diamonds. Over there. Aces are relatively commonly named, but we can try that. Somewhere in here, if it's a full deck, there should be an Ace of Diamonds. I think she knows where it is. You seem very confident. What is your name?
Tina.
Tina? Nice to meet you, Tina. I'm Jacob. Very skeptics. Gonna be okay. I don't blame you. Somewhere in here, Tina, there is an ace of diamonds. I'm gonna run through the cards. If you would just reach in there and remove one card. I don't care which one, just take out one. I'm gonna go all the way through. You were about to take one. I'm sorry. Grab one out of there. Whatever you'd like, just yank one out. Yes, all the way through. She's just very indecisive. Now, whatever you want, it's fine. She said she wants the good one. I have no idea that you want to go further down. That's fine. Okay, once you have it, flip it over so everyone can see it. I can see it too, does not matter. I've seen the trick before. Yeah, here, just give me that, Tina. Wow, now, Tina got an ace. That's an ace of clubs. It is not the ace you asked for, sir, but it is close enough. That's the end of the show.
Woo!
No. Watch the ace. Change the color. Ace of diamonds. Better, yes. Oh, burn him. He's a witch. It's an American history joke.
I don't mean to come to you by candlelight, but you did see a little bit of some clips of some magic shows. But again, this is primarily not a magic venue. It is a magic show, but it's also a distillery. So they do a distillery tour. Unfortunately, some of the video here will be a little darker than normal because you're not allowed to use the flash. I mean, that's literally why I have a candle and I'm telling a ghost story right now. But yeah, this is the Lost Spirits Distillery. They have a whole bunch of different shows. Right after this video, you'll see a whole bunch of clips of the different shows. But we're going to do a distillery tour. Like I said, we did the VIP experience, which has 4 tastings plus 2 cocktails plus early entry, so you don't have to stay out in 115-degree heat in Las Vegas. But yeah, I want to find the woman who was walking her snake earlier because she might be interesting. But we've got let me see if I can show you. I mean, there is basically random entertainment all over. You've got a distillery guide will be with you shortly. They really pride themselves on the lighting, and the best I could find was a little candle here to kind of show you. But I'll show you some clips from my phone, kind of show you what's going on, because it's a little bit better at low light than this is. Take a look at some of the more entertainment here, and then we're going to head on to the Magician's Study after this, but we still got another hour or so here.
35 publications as a professional model. She has over 4 million followers on social media, and she won the Queen of the Golden Championship Award for the burlesque act you are about to see. This is sexy like you've never seen it before. How about a cheer for Cervena Fox?
What
right, so you've seen some of the entertainment here at Lost Spirits Distillery. You saw some magic, you saw some burlesque, if YouTube allowed that, who the heck knows. You saw some hula hooping, you saw some aerialism, you saw everything like that. Now, that is billed as a magic show. There is magic here, so we're going to bill it as a magic show. But we are headed to the Magician's Lair. Wait, let me find the name of it. Again, I don't prepare. I don't write a script. I just do this stuff live. The Magician's Study. That's the name of it. We're actually headed over to the Magician's Study right now, and that is going to be at the Nomad Lounge of the Park MGM. Oh no, I've spoiled it. It's got a new location now, but it's at the Nomad. Oh look, got more light at the Park MGM. So we're going to head over there. The magic here, pretty amateur. This place is kind of like if you think back, Pleasure Island. If you remember, one of the people I'm traveling with said it's like Pleasure Island from Disney. It kind of is, but it's nowhere near Disney quality. It's kind of Busch Gardens quality, Six Flags quality. So I mean, and it's a little too crowded here. Unless you come for that magic show early, I apologize. It's very dark in here. But we're gonna head to the Magician's Study, which is a very hard show to get into. I happen to be traveling to Vegas. I made the decision to travel to Vegas a few weeks ago, and I was like, well, a few days before, and there was one VIP spot for the Magician's Study. So I'm going to show you where it is. I'm going to show you what I can. We're going to talk about it after. But here, just some basic card tricks. Nothing amazing, nothing spectacular. They do have a seance here. That might be worth doing. It's something we might do another time. But time-wise, we just can't do that right now. Let's go ahead and let's go to the Magician's Study. And we're going to Park MGM right now to check that out. It is currently 8:45. And they're seating at 9:15, so I gotta get going. You know, as we're leaving Lost Spirits, and we're talking about kind of what made it unique, is, you know, when they opened in the middle of the illness, COVID. I already said COVID, and they had these rickshaws that were taking between the places, and now the rickshaws are literally sitting out here on mounds of dirt. Unfortunately, we're looking where the woman got to walk her snake, and we never got to see the snake charmer actually perform with their snake, but this used to be a big part of the experience, and now they're literally sitting here in a boneyard. It's kind of sad. It's kind of like when you see like the Disney vehicles from Main Street that have just gone into disrepair, but they had these rickshaws that would take you around, that would limit the number of people inside the shows and everything like that. And guess what they've all done? I mean, I'm not making this up. They've all been left here to rot. This is greed. We saw a photo. We saw a guy that was actually doing inventory while guests were experiencing. And this is what the experience has become. It's literally a shell of its former self. And why do we call it a shell of its former self? Because this is the boneyard. This is how they used to control the crowds, and they can't anymore. This is Richard from Lost Spirits Distillery. It's unique, it's different, but I just can't in good conscience recommend coming here yourself. This is where we were a little bit ago. Richard from No Pants Profits. Reminding you that when you wear no pants, the only thing you got left to lose is your shirt. All right, so it is July of 2023, and the Magician's Study is actually in the Nomad Library right behind me. That is inside of the Park MGM. There's a hotel inside of a hotel called the Nomad. It's right across from the street of the T-Mobile Arena, New York, New York. So I'm going to show you what I can. I might be able to take some pictures or stuff like that, but this is where the Magician's Study happens. So I'll give you a full review after, but let's go in and see what's going on. So I'm not gonna lie, I went to the Nomad Library to check in, and they had no clue what was going on until I said some magic phrase that was in my email. I'm not gonna say that out loud, but I was just drinking pretty heavily over at Lost Spirits. This is no time shift, anything like that. Same shirt, everything like that. And they gave me a wristband. Specifically, it says VIP or VIP. So I've got to go ahead and I've got to get seated. But essentially, this is a restaurant, and I guess there's a secret room in the back of the restaurant. This is the Nomad Library at the Park MGM, which is the Millennial MGM, which you can't smoke in or anything like that. So we're going to go out. Again, I'm going to take you as much as I can, but I will give you kind of a short review after and onto a separate review that'll go over all the tricks that were included and everything like that, because I do love and know magic. All right, so I just finished with the Magician's Study, and I will tell you, I've been to a lot of magic shows in my time. I'm a magic fan. You're watching this video, I'm going to 8 magic shows in 72 hours. I have to say, that is the best magic show I've ever been to that you can buy tickets to. That's a very, very important designation. What do I mean by that? You can go to the Magic Castle, but you've got to go ahead and you've got to book a hotel room. You got to do all those other things like that in order to get to the Magic Castle. It's going to cost you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars a person. If you're able to get into the Magician's Study, best magic show that I've ever been to that you can buy tickets to. I say that I even spoke to the magician about this before. I've been to magic shows that have been special invites, sorry, I don't know, inflected wrong, special invites and stuff like that before. It was about half card tricks, but there was actually sawing a woman in half. There were some really, really interesting tricks done in an intimate setting. The setting, and I'll pop some pictures so you can kind of see, the setting is like a magician's library. Most magicians who are worth, I'm going to say, because I will tell you, it's a very vulgar show. Most magicians who are worth their shit have a library, which they keep a lot of historical artifacts in and stuff like that. If you've ever seen anything with Copperfield or Burton, yes, this is not Copperfield or Burton or anyone like that, they have a library. Thursdays, yes. They have a library of a lot of their tricks and stuff like that. Look, the magician comes out with a rabbit mask on. They say it is a worldwide well-known magician. I'm not going to put this guy on blast. You're not going to know him. He's not from the US. You're not going to know him. He's going to take his mask off. Unless you watch specific versions in a specific country of Got Talent shows, you're just not going to know the guy. But he's doing card tricks at the level of Shin Lim, that are at the level of Matt Franco, different things like that. I'm talking about bigger shows. This is only 60 people 2 times a night. Again, I like to say like this. Again, this is only the second show. I know the first show was at Lost Spirits and there wasn't much magic. This is actually a really cool layout, really cool show, really kind of interesting thing to see, and something that you really can't buy tickets to a show like this, even if you wanted to. That's the important thing to understand. So if you are just a casual fan of magic, not in any circles, not a member of the Magical Society, and even the magician here said he's not even a member of the Magic Castle because they don't see him as a real, actual magician. It is right now, I'm right outside, I showed you this earlier, right outside of the Nomad Library, inside of the Park MGM. That's a hotel inside of the MGM. This is only show two of 8, but I mean, it's already well outranked our time at the Lost Spirits Distilling Company. I am going to do a full review on the show literally from right here, so if you want to check that out, just go ahead and search the Magician's Study review, and I'll go over the show in a lot more detail. But we're done for the night with magic shows. Tomorrow we're going to start at the bright old time, for Vegas at least, of 3 p.m. with Mac King, who's kind of the original comedy magician, followed by Banachek, who's actually like the original mentalist in the world, followed by, oh crap, sorry guys, I'm forgetting where I'm going in the afternoon. So Mac King, followed by Banachek, followed by Matt Franco, and followed by Penn and Teller in the evening. And the next day we've got Copperfield and Piff, the magic performing dragon. So I will see you at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Take a look at Mac King and see if the original guy who literally created comedy magic, I've wanted to see him for a long time, I've seen Piff, I've seen Penn and Teller, and I've seen Copperfield before, like when I was a kid. But I've never seen any of the rest of these people. So I've wanted to see Matt King for a while. I've wanted to see Banachek for a while. We'll talk about them a little bit more before their shows. But you know, The Magician's Study, the best magic show that I've ever seen that you can actually buy access to. See you tomorrow at 3. All right, so it is 2:54 p.m. on the second day of this journey, and we are at the Excalibur for a 3 o'clock show, and we are going to be seeing this guy. He's kind of the father of comedy magic. I've been following him for many, many, many years. Never seen him before. Cheap show, afternoon show. The cool thing is you can mix this with other shows you want to see at night and stuff like that. It's at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to go see Mac King. He's someone I've watched a lot before online, never actually seen in person. And right after Mac King, we're going to the complete other side of the strip, and we're going to go to the Stratosphere, and we're going to see Banachek. But Mac King is kind of the father of comedy magic. I don't know what I'm going to be able to actually show you here, but I will show you what I can do. Now, what's kind of funny is Mac King actually takes place in the Thunder from Down Under Theater, which is the thing from before Magic Mike. It's originally Australian, I guess. But we are going to the Thunder from Down Under Theater here at the Excalibur, which is the castle kind of theater. Yeah, there's Thunder from Down Under to see Mac King. I'll see what I can show you during, there's no video, but the cool thing is this is one of those magicians that lets you meet after. So hopefully we get to meet him, and we got to go right from here over to the Strat. So this is Mac King, the original comedy magician. All right, so I just finished with the Mac King Comedy Magic Show. Great show, all very unique effects. It was about 25% card tricks, 25% what you would consider larger stage illusions, and then the other 50% kind of undefinable. I'll tell you, the best rope trick I've ever seen. They cut the rope. One of the funniest things is when he was doing that rope trick at a point in time, he actually cut his finger off on stage. He cut his thumb off, and actually did a second show that day. Now, Mac King did just recently move from Caesars, from Hera at the Caesars property, over to MGM. So this is MGM. He's in the Thunder from Down Under showroom. The effects were great. Every effect he did was unique to him, and they were homages to a lot of the other acts that Copperfield's making someone appear in a tent. A Penn and Teller illusion, but I mean his stables is the goldfish trick. If I can insert some goldfish trick here, I will, and YouTube doesn't get angry. But to see that live is phenomenal. To see his rope trick live is amazing. Last night we went to the Magician's Study, and I'll tell you, this was similar. Now, I mean similar in the fact that if you can spring for front row for this show, I think let me see if I can pull up the price. If you can spring for front row for this show, it's very, very respectable in price. There's nothing too crazy. I'm just pulling up. Given Vegas Wi-Fi, things are a little bit weird. But yeah, if you can spring for front row, how much was front row for this show? Front row was was $56, but you can get in here for like $35 or so, plus your stupid Ticketmaster fees and things like that. It's a great show. He dresses like his grandpa's couch. That's his whole shtick, and he got insulted when I said he's the grandfather of comedy magic. But I think the important thing is Mac King is the longest running single man show in Vegas. It's been running for over 20 years straight. It's an afternoon show. They got the Thunder from Down Under here in the evening. It's great. I have nothing bad to say about it. I sat in the front row. Really nice layout to the theater. Small theater, maybe 200 people, the way it was set up. So yeah, it's you can, for the price of one ticket to the Magician's Study, you can bring an entire family here, and you can keep the night open to see. If you like magic shows, go to the Magician's Study too. But you know, you might want to see Cirque du Soleil or something like that. It is currently 3:25. I'm going to shoot a longer review right after this, so if you do want to see a longer review of the show, check here. It's currently 3:25, and I do have, not 3:25, crap, it's 4:25, and I've got Banachek at 5, so I'm going to hightail it over to the Strat, and I'll pick you up there when we go from kind of the grandfather here of comedy magic to the grandfather of mentalism. And we'll talk more about Banachek when we get over to the Strat. Right, so we have gone from one end of the strip to the other. And at the Strat right now, I'm gonna go see Banachek. Word of advice, somebody told me this, and I was like, no, when you're trying to race these things this quickly, Uber is not your friend. You're gonna be better off taking a cab, because then you don't have to wait. So I have 2 more transfers tonight. I gotta get from here to Matt Franco, and then from Matt Franco to Penn and Teller. So we are headed into the Strat. I'm gonna pull up my Banachek tickets, and we will, let's see, Top of the World, Box Office Skypad, Hotel Check-In, Comedy Club, the Strat Theater. I'll assume it's a Strat Theater. Again, I'm about 9 minutes late. It's 5:09. Show started at 5. Let's hope that the show is running a little bit late. And I assume it's at the Strat Theater. I guess I will figure that one out myself, but there's only there's only a couple places it could be. I'll check with you right after Banachek.
Banachek, the greatest mentalist alive. He is the #1 mind-reading act in the world. Joe Rogan calls Banachek the best I've ever seen. Banachek's Mind Games Live, taking mind reading to new heights at the Strat Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas.
All right, so I just finished at Banachek, and you may know or not know Banachek. Banachek actually created the bullet catch, created Buried Alive, created doing Russian roulette with knives. The thing is, he is not a great performer. He's more of an author. It's not a knock on him or anything like that. Great show. Did some mind reading, did some psychic reading. If you've ever seen a mentalist work before, you'll see that what they do is they have they'll have a team of people, and they're using certain words to identify objects. He was identifying objects on his own. He was doing basically cold readings on the audience on his own. It's really funny because across town there's a guy who does psychic medium readings, and he's doing the same kind of bullshit that Banachek's doing, but Banachek tells you it is bullshit. And when I say bullshit, I mean Banachek wrote so much stuff for Penn and Teller back in the day. He created their bullet catch. He was one of the advisors on Criss Angel for the Criss Angel show and everything like that. Great act. Starting the day with Mac King, then going to Banachek. Realistically, I should go have dinner right now, then go see Penn and Teller. The problem is, a lot of these people are old or institutions in this town. Banachek is kind of new in that he's performing, but he's an institution to tricks that have been done in this town forever. Mac King has been here forever. Penn and Teller have been here forever. It's kind of like a wedding, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. We've seen Mac King. We've seen Banachek. We're going to see Penn and Teller at 9 o'clock. The problem is, it's like 5:15 now. No, 6:15. Got a show at 7 that I decided to book, 6:21, and I'm going to go see Matt Franco, who's the something new, and I really want to see what's going on there, but I will tell you, that was a really, really great show. Nobody's doing a bullet catch or any kind of real danger magic anymore. His final trick was Russian roulette with daggers, and he had 5 members of the audience stab him on stage. That is elevation of levels to what Penn and Teller's bullet catch were. He created Penn and Teller's bullet catch. This is a show for someone who intrinsically deep down loves magic. He says he's a fraud, he says he's a charlatan, and that's the way it is. I'm gonna try something though before the next, for my next show, which is coming up like really damn soon. For $10, when I picked up my ticket, for $10 you could get a ticket to go up to the top of the stratosphere. So I'm gonna take a ride up on the Skypod because I got a few minutes, so I got to Uber to Matt Franco. But Banachek, again, one of the great magicians that'll just go ahead and meet his people for free after the show. Anybody who came to the show can stop by. I got a book on mind reading, and he even has someone to take pictures for him and lighting and everything else like that. It's actually, a really cool thing that you don't see a lot of places have. That, and he'll just take the pictures with people. He's got the lighting. You don't have to worry about a selfie. He's got the background. Look, Banachek's social media game, that is on point. So I might see you at the top of the Strat. I'm not sure if I'm bringing you along for that. But I'm going to ride to the top of the Strat real quick and then get on my way to the Link Hotel to see Matt Franco. And then after Matt Franco, I'm going to see Penn and Teller. See you around. Now, as I'm walking out of the Strat and heading over to the Link to see Matt Franco, not James Franco, that's the actor. A lot of you are like, Rich, you're crazy. You're going like crazy. You saw a show at 3. See a show at 5. See a show at 7. See a show at 9. I'm Narutoing these shows. Something I don't know if you know about Vegas, it's got a very big Hawaiian influence, so I packed me some snacks that I got at the vending machine at the Flamingo earlier today by the garage. So I've got my Hawaiian snacks, got some stuff in my backpack there, but I'm going to get in a taxi because I took an Uber and I was a couple minutes late to this show. I missed first 4 minutes of the show, but it was just a setup. He was just covering his eyes with tape and introducing himself. Already knew who Banachek was. So I'm going to jump in a cab and I'm going to get over to the Link so I can go see Matt Franco. Yeah, that's the right one, not James Franco. Catch you there. And we are at the Link, actually 4 minutes early. So let's hope I don't have to exchange my tickets or anything like that. We've got the Matt Franco Theater, not James, that's his brother. No, I kid. It's not his brother, but this is a very, very, very tight setup. Now, Matt Franco's kind of a new entry to the magic scheme. He's an America's Got Talent winner. I think every other show I'm seeing, other than Piff was kind of a America's Got Talent loser, but Matt Franco is an America's Got Talent winner, and the theater should be somewhere around here. Monorail, Caesars Rewards, Link Promenade. I'm looking for it. There's the spot. Okay. It did say it was this way. Hotel, Caesar Forum. I want to get there for the beginning of the show. So I am going to jump into, I believe it's around here, jump into the Matt Franco show over here at the Link. I like to keep myself honest with time. I still have 3 minutes to get there. So hopefully I can figure out where the theater is and get there on time. I will see you after the show for a bit of a review before we head over to Penn and Teller for the last show of the night. This is so weird. They have a pizza vending machine here. This actually might be amazing. Actually, you know what? If I can remember to come here after the show, I got a tight thing to Penn and Teller. Don't really have time for anything great for food, but I want to try the pizza vending machine. So I'm gonna bring you guys along for the pizza vending machine. But let me jump to the show and we'll see what's going on. Come on, theater. All right, so We did make it in time. The show has not started yet. And you've got the Matt Franco Theater. I'm excited. Should be interesting. Let me grab a drink to go along with the show. Maybe. We'll see if it's going to start. But I'll see you after the show.
You've seen him win America's Got Talent. Now witness Matt Franco, live in a spectacular show featuring new cutting-edge magic that will leave you amazed. Performing now at the Matt Franco Theater at the Link Hotel and Experience, Las Vegas. Don't miss Magic Reinvented Nightly. Get your tickets today.
All right, so I just finished watching Matt Franco. I'm literally headed to see Penn and Teller in 15 minutes. I got to get across town from the Link over to the Rio. Matt Franco, interesting show. You know, they say great artists create, good artists create, and great artists steal. A lot of the content was recycled from things that have been going on in Vegas for years. What do I mean by that? I've got a full review of that's going up of the show, but I mean there was some tricks that Penn and Teller have done before, just done in a slightly different way. There's some card tricks that have been kind of historically done for years. Yes, he put his own spin on it, but I really don't think there were a lot of new effects. Is it a good show? Yes. Is it as intimate as some of the other shows that we've seen so far, like the Magician's Study, even Mac King or Banachek? No, it's not as intimate of a show, and it's more mainline, more mainstream. It's Caesars at a big property, in the middle of the strip. It's a good show. It's a good show, unique show, but I would overall, right now gravitate more towards Piff. I think of him as like the clean Piff. Very clean, very clean, meaning language-wise and stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly where I'd rank him yet. Honestly, I'm a little bit different at judging things than, a normal person would be, because I really like magic and I really like unique magic. But I have to say, for like a family, if you're coming to Vegas and you want to see a magic show, I do believe that number one is kind of Magic Reinvented Nightly. And much like Shim Lim, who earlier I said I was going to miss here, it's kind of the future of magic in Vegas. So I did not get a chance to have that pizza I told you I was going to have. I might come back here and have it later because, yeah, this is crazy doing 4 shows in one night. I have 14 minutes to get over to the Rio and get into Penn and Teller. I hope I'll make it there. Waiting for a taxi now, not an Uber, to get over to see the 9 o'clock show. We've already seen the 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 7 o'clock magic shows. We got to go see a 9 o'clock show. So I will check you at the Rio. All right, and I am at the Rio. It is 2 minutes late. Just need to find the Penn and Teller Theater. Had an electric vehicle over here. That was very convenient. Masquerade, Burrito, Penn and Teller Theater. All right. An electric vehicle. Guy who loved magic. We were talking about the different magic shows and stuff like that. He has not seen the Magician's Study yet. If you've watched this video so far, you've probably heard about the Magician's Study. But I gave him the password, so I can't give you all the password. But I gave him the password so he could potentially do it. But we are at, this is tight as an understatement. We're at 9:03, hoping that they start a little bit late to see magic show number 4 of the day. We saw what it is. 3, 5, 7, and 9. And Penn and Teller, I believe, still go out and greet after the show. Now, last time I saw Penn and Teller, it was local to me in the South Florida area where I live. And I'll be honest with you, they were kind of tired. They were out of it. I'm really hoping that Penn and Teller has turned around a little bit. So I am passing yet another hash house a go-go on my way to Penn and Teller And after, I didn't get to go on the Stratosphere earlier, so I got a ticket that's good for the Stratosphere until midnight tonight. So we might take a ride over to the Strat and take it from there. We've gotten there to the Penn and Teller Theater at the Rio All Suites Hotel. I only know that from Penn and Teller. So I'm gonna pull up my ticket right here, and I'll see you after the show with my impressions. See you in a bit. All right, so I just finished Penn and Teller right here in Vegas. The important thing is I say in Vegas. The last 2 times I've seen in Penn and Teller before now, I've actually seen them in Hollywood, Florida at the Hard Rock. Honestly, one night in Hollywood, Florida at the Hard Rock, they didn't bring their A game, in my opinion, and I thought they had gotten old and tired. To be honest with you, they're just as strong as ever. New tricks, they really do change their tricks all the time, and it's actually really, really funny because the trick they opened up with, they were old and tired. It was an escape trick, but like in a nursing home. Penn was actually chained up, and Teller was like the nurse. He was chained up to a rocking chair, just kind of enjoying his retirement. And you got Teller, the nurse, who ran an oxygen line, and the distraction for Penn to actually escape was there was a little explosion that happened under the chair. They still do, and I actually got to go up. I was one of the people on stage that was the human chain. They still do make a elephant disappear. That's what they've been doing in this theater for the finale ever since they redid the theater and they got rid of the bullet catch. So they got rid of the bullet catch. The theater used to, all the sides came up and everything like that. They ended with making an elephant disappear. It was just a cow dressed as an elephant. Personally, I was within 2 feet of it. I think it was an animatronic. I don't think it was a real cow. It was very lifelike, but I did not see the cow blink once. I looked at the cow about 4 feet away from the cow for about 5 minutes. Just while they were doing the spiel and stuff like that. I don't know if cows don't blink, you know. Here, hold on. Maybe I'm just crazy. Hold up. Let's just see. Do cows blink? Five times a minute. So yeah, I never saw the cow blink. Yes, it was an elephant. They have a cow named Elsie that is an elephant. They also did some tricks that I've actually seen them do at the end of Fool Us episodes. So if you've watched Fool Us, you may know what that actually is. But, you know, in the scheme and scale of things, Penn and Teller are still Penn and Teller. Still making jokes. They had a pizza delivered, and there was sales tax, and Penn said that sales tax is a fraud, which it is. Well, he didn't say sales. He said taxes are a scam because he's a libertarian. One of the best tricks they did, they said it's a new trick, is Penn and Teller actually swapped. Teller dressed as Penn, Penn dressed as Teller, and Teller actually talked through an entire trick. It's still there. They've taken, I think after, I don't want to even bring politics into this video, but I think after Trump and Biden and all that, they've taken a lot of the politics out of the show. It used to be a lot more political the last time I saw it in Vegas. But here's my thing. It is a great show in Vegas. They custom built the theater to friggin' disappear an elephant, which was really a cow, which after looking at it straight up, it's a good animatronic, but it's an animatronic. You can kind of hear what was going on. You can see how deep the platform was. The platform could not fit a real cow, but it very, 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 very well could fit an animatronic cow. So when the curtains went up, you heard a lot of noise going on in there, and I actually saw handles to open up the actual platform. So I'm really glad I got to go on stage and see that, because that's how it's done. The cows just collapsed into a platform under the stage. Penn and Teller do a mix of card tricks and big illusions, but overall, I don't think they're old and tired anymore. Now, the next show you're going to see me go to is actually going to be at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and that's actually an old tired man, supposedly named David Copperfield. Now, I last saw David Copperfield on tour. I've never seen David in his actual theater in I think it was somewhere else years ago, and now it's in the MGM Grand, or maybe he's been there forever. We'll figure that out. I've never seen him in his actual theater, but I saw him on tour, and Copperfield was phenomenal on tour. But I'm in my mid-30s now, and I saw David Copperfield when I was 12. So I'm super duper excited to actually see Copperfield, because every time I've been in Vegas, I haven't been with people who really like magic and stuff like that. But here's what I'll tell you. I was fearful of Penn and Teller, and I think I've referenced this a couple times earlier in the video. They've still got it. Just if you ever see him here. Don't see him on tour, or see him on a permanent tour, like they were in the UK. So you're able to see him on a permanent tour there. Unfortunately, they don't seem to do a meet and greet anymore after the show, like they've done for many, many, many years. But on to Copperfield tomorrow. I've got about 14, 15 hours, but I'm thinking I'm going to go back and I'm going to go up to the top of the Stratosphere, because I bought that ticket earlier, and maybe go get some pizza. And maybe go to a tiki bar. So I might show you, even though it doesn't have much to do with magic. I mean, you're watching this magic video, you're already invested. You're like some guy who went to 4 magic shows in 8 hours. He's got to be crazy. And we got 2 more tomorrow. Got Copperfield and Piff the Magic Dragon. So I'll see you when I see you. So I did have to switch cameras here, so I'm on the iPhone now, but we're going up because we couldn't make it earlier. But the good news is the Strat is open super late, so I'm going to take an elevator up to the top of the Strat. I've never actually been up here as an adult. I may have at some time been up here as a child, but I can't really answer that question. I think we're just waiting for an elevator now. I don't know how simple this is or crazy this is. Elevator not in use between 2 a.m. and 9:45 a.m. So yeah, we got elevator 3 and elevator 4. I don't know if they're clear, if we can see anything, but as soon as I'm on the elevator, I'll be back with you. Can you see anything? No, it's not clear. No. Oh, it's not clear, so there's nothing to see on the way up, unfortunately. I guess you can kind of see where we are. Oh, that's the elevator up top. She's picking her nose now. So it's just a 109 stories we're going up. Or are we go? No, we're going to 108 or 109? Or 108. Okay. Well, there go the ears. We're at 26. Well, that was quick. And it's out time. So this seems to be a inside lounge right here. I don't know if it rotates or what it does. Like I said, this was a $10 ticket, so for $10 I will definitely go ahead and take a look. I think there is an outside area as well, but if you are going to come here and you're going to see Banachek at the Strat, and you're not going to jam in a whole bunch of magic shows, you can avoid the $12 Uber ride from the Rio. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna walk around a little bit and we can go up a little bit more. I think there's a bar up there. I do have to talk to kind of cover up this music here, but you get full 360-degree panoramic views. Like I said, my little camera on a stick that I've been taking with the whole time, I just had some problem with. This seems to actually be like a restaurant here. Yeah, I think that's what this is. But you can walk around and you can see the entire Vegas Strip right here, which is kind of cool. I wish the elevators were clear, but everything is closed because it's later in the evening here. So you can get ride tickets and stuff like that. And the ride tickets and all that are up a little bit. Let's see if we can jump up. 108 drinks, elevators. But again, it is a great value if you can get up here for a good price, you know. $10. I'll spend a little bit more up here than I will in the video, but let's go up to level 109. Also has a pretty cool view at 100 degrees. There used to be a roller coaster that went all the way around this. There's still some thrill rides. That is a drop tower. This guy spins you over the edge. I bet you we can see it a lot better from the other side. And they got one that teeters back and forth. Here's where you do the rappelling, it looks to be. You can even see the pyramid light that Criss Angel floated on at the Luxor. Kind of gives you the scale of everything that's going on here. So yeah, you got some thrill rides, you got some different stuff like that. And here's the weird, wacky, I guess this whole section closes at night. This weird, wacky roller coaster thing goes forwards and backwards right there, and the other thing goes out over the side. Really cool views. You know what? For $10, I'm not angry. This is where you can rappel over the side. And that is the Las Vegas Strip. Now, there's one hotel on the Strip I haven't been to yet, and it's right here, and that's where we're trying to go. And I'll bring you along with me because there's a tiki bar there. You might say, why am I including you in all this? Well, because I was showing you magic stuff. So I might as well show you the stuff you do between the magic stuff, because we finished Penn and Teller. We're over here after Penn and Teller. We're gonna head over to the tiki bar. The cool thing is, from the top of the Strat, even though it's 100 degrees out here, you can kind of see everything. You can see there is the MGM Grand, where we're gonna see Copperfield tomorrow. There's the big MSG Sphere, and I'm actually gonna head over to Resorts World and check out their tiki bar. Why am I taking you along on all this? I don't know, because you want to see a crazy guy try to go to 8 magic shows in 72 hours. We've only got 2 left. We got Copperfield and we got Piff. So going to MGM Grand in the morning and then back to Flamingo somewhere there in the evening. But let's go ahead and to see Piff. But let's go ahead and check out Resorts World. I'll see you there. All right, so we made it over to the tiki bar. And what do you do at a tiki bar? You light drinks on fire. That's what you do at a tiki bar. And then you put a little cinnamon and you make it big. This is at Resorts World. My first time over to Resorts World. This is the Golden Monkey Tiki Bar over at Resorts World. Thank you. You see right there. It's a golden flaming monkey. You know what's funny is now that it's 2 in the morning and all the copywritten music has stopped, I can show you a little bit more about the Golden Monkey. So this is inside of Resorts World. It's actually owned by Resorts World, and it is the only tiki bar on the Strip. Yes, there are 2 tiki bars. One is full of smoke called Frankie's, and there's another one that is called the Golden Tiki that's off the Strip. But on the Strip, this is the only one. The drinks were really good. How do I know that? 'Cause I tasted the entire menu. So you might be hearing me slurring speech and stuff. But I don't think we're done. Because you know what happens? We got to wake up for David Copperfield in the morning. But you know, if you go to sleep not having eaten and drinking a lot, especially if it's a monkey. That's, oh my God, me and the monkey are like buddies here. Look at that. We were in the same damn hat. Look, monkey, Rich. You can't tell the difference, can you? But the golden monkey right inside. We gotta grab something to eat. So I mean, I don't know what we're gonna eat. I mean, look, let's not lie. I'm a man of my word. I said I was gonna have pizza from a vending machine earlier, and I'm stroking my monkey. Spank. Wait, hold on. Guess I'm spanking my monkey. Cool. Let's go find some food before we go to sleep, because we ain't gonna wake up with a hangover. Hey, look. I'm not gonna lie. The last clip you saw, I was no longer thirsty, because I tried the entire menu of that place. And I've gone to Ellis Island, which is right off the strip. You see, there's the strip right there. It's a casino, but it's also a 24-hour restaurant and a brewery. So while you're taking money from the casino, playing roulette, you can also get free craft beer. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. It is 2:33 in the morning. But even if I were to go back now, it's the earliest morning. So we're gonna go to the, what the okay, the Ellis Island Casino, Cafe, and barbecue. See what trouble we can get ourselves into. It's one street off the strip, right behind the Horseshoe and the Cromwell. So, nice little casino right there. Ellis Island. Ooh. Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie. I came to Ellis Island for this little snack, and someone tells me since it's 2:45 in the morning, it's time for $9.99 steak and eggs. So I got me an amber beer that's actually made on site, and steak and eggs. And you can order those eggs however you want. So it's got steak, eggs, and potatoes. Probably the best deal still left in Vegas. And I'm directly behind the Horseshoe, which is next to the Flamingo and next to the Cromwell. So it's like an 8-minute walk, but for $9.99 steak and eggs. Do you see this guy complaining? I mean, this is a good beer. I'll probably go play some roulette and get some more beer for free. I have no complaints here. At 2:45 in the morning at Ellis Island, directly behind the Horseshoe. Some of you may know Bally's, and they make their own craft beer. They have a light beer, which is like their Bud Light, a Hefeweizen, an IPA, an Amber. It's like they've just identified all these beers as Hispanic, and we have Ale Light, Ale Hefeweizen, Ale IPA, and Ale Amber. What does this have to do with magic right now? I don't know. But I've been going, we're literally right now, I've not been back to my hotel or anything, 12 hours since the first magic show started. Since we got to Mac King. We're looking at 2:46 a.m. Yeah, it's about 12 hours since we started day 2. We've got day 3 tomorrow. I gotta check out the hotel at 11. I literally have to fly. I just booked my flights like a couple minutes after Piff, the Magic Dragon ends. So stay around for the end of this thing, and honestly, in the cab on the way to the airport, we're probably gonna wrap all this magic up. Let's see what comes from my steak. I might come back and show you if it's that impressive. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, my steak and eggs for 3 o'clock in the morning look and smell fucking phenomenal for $9.99. We're late enough in this video. You're probably watching this for 2 fucking hours at this point. So I'm gonna drop a couple of F-bombs just to piss off the advertisers. But I got me some steak right there. I got me some eggs with scrambled cheese. Scrambled eggs with cheese, sorry. I got me some potatoes, got me some toast, and a whole bunch of different jellies and jams, and I got my amber beer. Honestly, I don't know where this night's going to take me. I might still go and buy pizza from a vending machine, or that might be something for tomorrow. Bottoms up for now, but I might be back with you later. Who the hell knows? It's 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning. So I'm leaving Ellis Island at 3:45 in the morning. Yeah. 12 hours from now, I've got Mr. Copperfield. But if you're going to do Vegas right, you're going to do Vegas right. Where am I headed? I'm headed back to the Strip. Ellis Island is just slightly off the Strip. And you'll see, this is the road that runs parallel to the Strip. You'll see there's the big Ferris wheel. There's the Flamingo, which I'm staying at. There's Piff. I don't know how clear that is. That's my magic show I'm seeing tomorrow night. So I gotta go down here and turn. Unfortunately, Ellis Island did not have my favorite game, Bubble Roulette. So I had to pay $4 for the beer. I'm just saying, they have some really good beer. They make the beer on site. I literally, the worst word I can say about Ellis Island is that I'm angry that they don't have Bubble Roulette. I am crossing the streets to the side of Las Vegas Boulevard right now at 3:45 in the morning. I'm headed back towards civilization. Stripilization! We're not going to see strippers. We're headed back to the Strip. Gotta check out at my hotel at 11 o'clock tomorrow. I really might go and try some pizza from a vending machine. Because honestly, I really want to know why the cake boss is making pizza. Am I hungry enough for pizza in a vending machine? Oh God. I'm deciding. I've got to decide if I want to try some vending machine pizza tonight or not. Oh, no. That steak and eggs is a little too filling. And maybe for breakfast, brunch. Gotta be out of the room by 11 o'clock tomorrow, and it's already 4 o'clock. Maybe for breakfast, brunch, anything like that. We'll have some vending machine pizza. I really want to know when the cake boss, Buddy Velasky, I don't know, I'm probably butchering his name. When the cake, ooh, there's a new casino. Oh, it's the Westin. When the cake boss got into the vending machine pizza market. I think that's it for tonight, but every time I say I think that's it for the night, guess what happens? I come back to you. Flamingo, Piff, Horseshoe, and the Westin. Unfortunately, the Westin says hotel and spa. Yes, at night. In the summer, Vegas is walkable. It's only like 98 degrees outside now. It's not the Backstreet Boys. It's 98 degrees outside. You get back to my casino or hotel or whatever. See what we're gonna do for the rest of the night. I might see you later tonight. I might see you tomorrow. Just remember, when you're wearing no pants, it's not the end of the video. Oh, I end on my videos.
Wait.
My mom says I have too much of.
Wait.
Too much weight. But yeah, the Flamingo is right in front of me. So it's very walkable, Ellis Island, for the Flamingo at nighttime. It's a good place to get some good beers at a good price. Crossing the street. This is Richard from No Pants Profits. See you later. Won't say tomorrow. Won't say today. I got 25 seconds to cross the damn street. And that car wants to kill me. Okay, wish me luck. You know what's funny? On my 11-minute walk back, some of you might be saying, hey, Vegas doesn't seem that bad other than it's 115 friggin' degrees outside. And, you know, you might say, you want to work for Caesars. Well, Caesars has a lot of properties here in Vegas. They've got Caesars Palace, the Cromwell, Planet Hollywood, Link, Paris, Flamingo, Horseshoe, Harrah's, and the Rio. You notice we've been doing a lot of those. So, you know, let's say you wanted to come work at Vegas, just wonder what Caesars owns. This is their employment center that we're walking by. So yes, between the cheap $4 beer and the actual strip is where Caesars actually give people jobs, because guess what? People still don't trust computers to deal with cards. Even though the computers can deal with cards, people still don't trust the computers to deal with cards. We're behind the link right now, which has a giant Ferris wheel. Oh crap, there's an In-N-Out. I have not had In-N-Out this entire trip, which makes me kind of sad as I'm passing the Horseshoe, E.G. Bally's, see the Vegas monorail, which everybody's told me is a garbage fire. But let's continue that walk towards Flamingo, which is where I'm staying, at least for the next few hours here, before we can do some more magic in Vegas. Bye for now. Hey there, and welcome to day 3 of this magic adventure. We've got 2 more shows scheduled today. I think I'm going to be able to squeeze a third in. The magic doesn't start until 4 p.m. with David Copperfield. It's now slightly after 11 a.m. when I need to check out of my hotel. So right now I've got David Copperfield booked at 4 and Piff the Magic Dragon booked at 7. But I forgot a magician who happens to have a show at 5 right by Copperfield and is the only solo performing female magician in Las Vegas. So we're gonna try and go over, get some tickets there. As weird as it sounds, the ticket price for that show at 5 is so low that I can miss the beginning of it, leaving Copperfield. But I also want to go over to where it is and get it, because the Ticketmaster fees are higher than the actual ticket. But before we do that, Virgil's. This is in the Link area. Virgil's is known as the best barbecue on planet Earth. I've never had it before. Now again, all that's some subjective bullshit, but I do love barbecue, and they supposedly have the north, south, east, and west of barbecue. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the menu. I'm looking at it with you right now. I kind of want a thing that's got everything in it. Whiskey drinks from our smokers. Ooh, brisket, ooh, yeah. Yeah, take a look. I am gonna go in and get me some barbecue and get out of this 100-degree weather. I'll see you when I get the barbecue. Hey, all I can say is wow. I sat down at Virgil's. I ordered. I got a platter that had some brisket and some pulled pork. I literally ordered a beer. That was like a minute and a half ago. And some guy comes up behind me and done dropped my platter right there. If you're in a rush, that's a place to go. I was gonna go to a vending machine and get some pizza. I truly want to see how good or bad the pizza is. If you were following along since yesterday, y'all know about the pizza. But yeah, I got some. Just take a look. I got some brisket. I got some pulled pork, some mac and cheese, some baked beans, a pickle, and some like weird garlic bread. This actually looks real good, and after this I'm going to head over to the Westgate Resort, see if I can get me some tickets for the Woman of Magic in Vegas. Her name is Jenn Kramer. I'm sorry I forgot her. I actually do watch her podcast and stuff like that, but nobody really thinks Westgate Resort, which is a timeshare resort. So I want to physically go over there because the tickets are only like $20 and see if I can get a ticket for the 5 o'clock show. Yes, I know I got Copperfield at 4. Copperfield's like a tight 70 minutes, and Westgate's on the monorail, so I think I can make it at least see 3/4 of Jenn Kramer's show, because I want to give you as best an opinion if I can of what's going on. I'm gonna eat this before it gets cold. All right, I'm not gonna lie, that was actually a lot better than having some vending machine pizza, which I still do want to try the vending machine pizza. I know I keep putting off the vending machine pizza and making excuses, but I'm gonna try the vending machine pizza just to see if it's terrible or not. But mac and cheese, really good, some of the best I've ever had. Baked beans, really nice flavor. You can notice that all that meat is gone. And they got 3 different barbecue sauces. They got a hot barbecue. They got a jalapeno mango glaze, which is like a sweet and tangy, and then you got a sweet and spicy. Great over here, definitely. Stop by Virgil's, especially on a Saturday morning when all the drunks. Ooh, I had a local beer too. When all the drunks have not woken up from Friday night. I know what we're gonna do next. We got Copperfield at 4, Jenn Kramer at 5, and Piff. Well, we'll book Jenn Kramer. We're gonna go try and book Jenn Kramer. That's what we're actually gonna do right now. And then Piff, the Magic Dragon, at 7 p.m. See what else we get up to. You know what's funny about Vegas that I always forget? I'm walking towards the monorail, which we'll talk about when we get over there. And you know, I was drinking my beer in a barbecue restaurant, and a woman's like, "Do you want it to go?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, there's no open container laws here." So I'm thinking, got a beer for the road, just walking through casinos. Nobody cares, unless you're going into like a show with a pre-existing drink. Nobody really cares if you got a beer here. We're headed towards the monorail. Talk about the benefit of the monorail today. Someone told me the monorail is pretty worthless unless you're doing what we're doing today, staying on one side of the street, going to very, very specific hotels and casinos. I mean, most hotels are casinos, most casinos are hotels. I think we're going to actually head to a timeshare right now via the monorail. Catch you when I get to the monorail. Just walking through the Flamingo Casino on my way to catch the monorail. All right, so we are at the Las Vegas monorail, and let's talk about it. So we're going to work for us today. It's something we haven't taken before because it didn't really work for us. It runs from the Sahara to the Westgate to the Boingo station to the Harrah's. Hey, look, they even added the Sphere there. That's kind of cool. That's kind of new. To the Flamingo, where we are now, to the Horseshoe, to the MGM. MGM is where Copperfield is. So we got to be headed around 4 o'clock. But I want to go over to Westgate now and see if I can get tickets for Jenn Kramer. But let's talk about the prices here. One ride, $6. 24-hour pass, which is what I have, $15. 3-day pass, $32. 4-day pass, $39. Honestly, only if you need to go this route, which I do need to go today. The Sahara, the Westgate, the MGM is why I want to do it. Maybe we'll go to the Luxor. Maybe we'll go to the Excalibur again. We were already there from Matt King yesterday. But we got to be at the MGM Grand at 4 o'clock. It is currently, a little bit before 4 o'clock, it's currently 12:15. So I've got a monorail pass for all day. Let's go over to the Westgate, see if we can get some tickets for Jenn Kramer's 5 o'clock show, which should be super cheap tickets. Now you can buy it on the machine, or the other cool thing you can do is you can just Apple Pay it. And yeah, I have the 24-hour pass right on my phone. $13.45 it was, plus probably tax, or I meant to save money. No, I saved money buying it online. It was actually only $13.45. And I go like that. Scan. And we're in. And we're going to go down to the monorail. Again, we're at the Caesar's Palace Flamingo stop. It is only on one side of the street. The monorail is kind of old Vegas, but it's actually one of the only monorails outside of Disney parks anywhere in the world. Monorails are really super rare. They're not very efficient. They cost like multiple millions of dollars a mile to build. But we're going to ride this guy to Westgate. Unfortunately, this station is outside. Let's just see. Yeah, so we need to go northbound towards Westgate. We'll go southbound later to get to the MGM Grand. I do see the monorail there. Don't see the monorail coming right there. They sell phone chargers. That's off. But yeah, this is the monorail, which is a, one direction, another direction track. It's not a shuttle loop. There's actually a full loop, so the monorails run in both directions. So we're going to take the northbound monorail over to Westgate, and you can see there's an MSG Sphere. It's kind of like that map we just saw is actual reality. So no entry. I guess they've made the trains a little bit shorter. So no entry in those doors. No entry in these doors. Where the hell's the entry?
Monorails are currently arriving every 9 minutes.
Every 9 minutes. And you gotta be outside. It's a little rough. Oh, there we go. Northbound. This is only working for us today because of where we're specifically going between the Flamingo, the Westgate, and the MGM Grand. I think it's going to save us some time walking. And we've got our northbound monorail. I wish they had a screen telling you where it was going to be. But we're going to go over to Westgate, which it says has access to Circus, but I don't think it's anywhere near. We'll see. Oh, thank the Lord, this is outside and our monorail is arriving. It's like a janky-ass 70s version of a monorail, because it's probably when it's from. We're going to ride this to the Westgate, see if we can get Jenn Kramer tickets. I've never been to the Westgate before, so maybe check out the Westgate, and then we will, so once we check out the Westgate, let's go to the MGM Grand, the other side, but let's check out the Westgate first, see if we get Jenn Kramer tickets, because they're like $20, but the Ticketmaster fee is like $10. I'm not paying a 50% Ticketmaster fee. Oh, at least the monorail's air conditioned. Oh, I'm gonna stay in the air conditioning of the monorail. It's kind of funny because like you're like, oh, monorail. Remember last night we walked by the Caesars Employment and we got Ellis Island Casino right there. So I'll see you when we get to Westgate. All right, so I just got to the Westgate from the monorail, and all of a sudden, what are we seeing? We're seeing a giant bear dressed like Elvis. Hey, Elvis Bear!
Yeah, this is Buster.
That's Buster?
It's Buster the Bear.
Well, can I get someone to take a photo with me and Buster the Bear? That's the mascot for Westgate. Here we go, Buster the Bear.
Ready? 1, 2, and 3. And one more this way.
One more.
Can you strike your best Elvis pose? Superstar pose. I love it. 1, 2, and 3.
All right.
Oh my gosh, here you go.
And we got the Buster Bear there. Yes, for some reason, this is the only Vegas hotel that has a mascot, and they're going to have more. I guess they're trying to attract kids down to Westgate. That is Buster Bear. And look, they gave me like a card from the character team saying they're glad I enjoyed interacting with Buster Bear. But we're going to go see if we can get some Jenn Kramer tickets. Now, this Westgate, kind of interesting, is only about 6% timeshare, but Westgate is a timeshare company. Why? Because I talk to people. I kind of want to know what's going on. So we're going to see how much the cheapest... Oh, my. Oh, no. He's not there yet. Oh, wow. Barry Manilow. Oh. I might have... I only like Magic, but... I mean, that's a Vegas institution right there. I didn't know Barry Manilow was performing this weekend. Maybe if my flight gets delayed, go see Barry Manilow tomorrow. But let's just go ahead and see if we can get some tickets to Jenn Kramer. I'll let you know. I mean, much like everyone else in the world, I hate Ticketmaster. I got the tickets for about $30, which is not bad. I'm not going to be able to see the whole show, but I'm going to see as much as I can, because I have to run. Copperfield is at 5, and I know Copperfield's at 4. This is at 5, but for $30, it's another magician. So I can give you an idea on Jenn Kramer, and this is going to be just like yesterday, kind of packed, even packed tighter than yesterday. But there's only going to be 3 shows and a trip to the airport. So we got 4, 5, and 7. For David Copperfield, which I definitely want to see the whole show. Jenn Kramer, I'll be able to see most of the show, I think. And Piff the Magic Dragon, who's a magic performing dragon, I guess. But now I think it's time to play some roulette and win back the cost of that ticket. I'm not going to show you me playing roulette, but, you know, see if I can win back the cost of that ticket. All right, so the good news is, even if I only get to see half of Jenn Kramer was free because I played me some roulette over at the casino, put in $200 just for safety. I never actually needed the $200, made $60. That pays for 2 Jenn Kramer tickets. I only bought 1, plus my monorail, plus my beer at lunch. So, we good. I guess I got to play for actual lunch, yes. I'm the kind of degenerate that has a roulette strategy, and this roulette strategy never loses. It's a certain type of martingale that I invented. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, I'm not going to share it, but you gotta have some deep pockets to dig out of some holes sometimes in that martingale. But let me cash this out, take the $60, put it in my pocket, and be honest with you, go to a better casino on the other end of the strip, because we got a bunch of stuff over by the MGM Grand that's gonna do us good. Hey, look, since this whole thing's a timeshare, it's actually funny as hell. I've never been to Westgate before. I didn't actually have to pay for my Jenn Kramer tickets and win the money back on roulette. I could just attend a timeshare presentation, inquire about free shows and dining. Yeah, I can attend a Westgate timeshare presentation and get free shows and dining. In Vegas, normally they gotta get you off the street to do that, and the damn bear's still hanging out up in front. But here, you know, we got Elvis. I don't know, this might have been where Elvis played. Las Vegas Hilton. We got Elvis. Consecutive sold out. 2.5 million people. Wow. Yeah, so that's the Westgate Resort. I'm going to be back for Jenn Kramer a little bit later. So let's go ride the monorail over to some better hotels. Caesars properties, because those are my favorite. So we took the monorail over to the MGM Grand, which no longer has MGM Grand Adventures theme park. And, you know, we've got a 4 o'clock show of David Copperfield. There's a problem, though. The problem is it is only 1:30 right now. So we've got 2.5 hours to kill, or 2 hours to kill. The good news is, unlike Westgate, we're not in the jungle. What I mean by that is we can go over to the Excalibur, which I kind of want to do. And we can go over to the Luxor, and we can go over to Mandalay Bay, and there's a free tram between all of them, and they're right across the street. So that's the benefit of, you know, being on this end of the strip, and kind of a benefit of the monorail. I wanted to get over here because I haven't spent a lot of time over here this trip. So I'm gonna hang out over here, maybe have a couple drinks or something before Copperfield, because once Copperfield starts, it is an absolute mad race. I've got to go from Copperfield directly on the monorail to Jenn Kramer, then Jenn Kramer directly on the monorail to Piff, and then Piff directly in an Uber back to South Florida. I know that seems insane, but it's the only way you can do now 9, count them, 9 magic shows. I hope I make them all. 9 magic shows in Vegas in 72 hours, less than 72 hours, which is crazy. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to the lobby and hopefully go out to the strip and see what's going on out there. Go across the street, maybe to Tropicana, go to the Excalibur. We were there for Mac King yesterday, but we weren't there very long. And I do like the Excalibur, I do like the Luxor, and I do like the Mandalay Bay. So that seems to be the place to go. So walking from the MGM Grand, let's head that way. Now, I'm one that will always mention oversights. There is another magician we're not going to see this time that I actually saw last time I was in Vegas. He was quite entertaining, and he's at the Tropicana right here. His name is Murray, M-U-R-R-A-Y, and Murray is over at the Tropicana. Really, actually, quite a good magician. Unfortunately, he's at 4 p.m. today. I've got to see Copperfield at 4 p.m. today, and Murray's good, but he's not Mac King good. Mac King is far better than Murray. Sorry, Murray. I think even Murray would agree. But Murray's an interesting show. If you want to see something at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, definitely check out Murray. There's a lot of magic in this town. There's not a lot of magic I haven't seen. I refuse, again, like I said, I refuse to see Shin Lim, and I refuse to see what's his name? Criss Angel. But I did see Banachek, who's pretty much written all of Criss Angel's stuff that's not camera tricks over the past 20 years or so. So, I mean, that's the reality of all of it. I'm going to head over to the Tropicana just to get indoors. Then I'm going to go between Caesar's Palace, and not Caesar's Palace, sorry. I'm going to go between the Excalibur, between the Luxor, and between the Mandalay Bay, because they're all connected by air-conditioned tramway. And you can't ask for more than all being connected by an air-conditioned tramway. So, going across the streets, Tropicana, see what I can get into there. All right, so it is time to see the most controversial magician in all of the world. A lot of people say he's too old. too tired to do this anymore. I am in my mid-30s now, and I haven't seen him since I was 12 years old. I saw him on tour. I've never seen him at this theater. We're talking about Copperfield. Do I want to see him fly? Yes. Do I want to see the teleportation trick I saw as a kid? Yes. But, do I also want to see some different stuff? Yeah, too. So this is going to be a run from the rest of the time, just so I can give you some baseline. I got this show at 4. I've got Jenn Kramer at 5, but that show's already paid for by the Westgate. They paid via the roulette machine. Then I got Piff at 7, and then I have a flight at like 10. So this is just straight running from 4 to 10 to catch 3 more shows. I'm going to give you a review in transit, because that's the only time I'll be able to give you a review for the rest of this time. I'm going to give you a review while we're moving, and kind of rank them maybe on the airplane or at the airport, or I might wait till I get back home to South Florida. So wish me luck. I want to see if Copperfield's burnt out and really shouldn't be performing anymore, or maybe the reviews are wrong. We'll see. I'll give you a review right after. All right, so I just finished with David Copperfield, and I want to talk about the best magic trick I've ever seen in my entire life. It was called Blue 32. Think if you were to combine Star Wars and Marvel. Essentially, his people made an animatronic of Baby Yoda. He calls it Blue 32. Let's call it what it is. He made an animatronic of Baby Yoda. If he made it before Baby Yoda came to be, color me impressed. I don't know how long that's been out. It is a walking, talking, free-roaming animatronic. And it appeared out of nowhere. Yes, there were times when it was attached to a table and you could tell there was someone or something or some technology underneath controlling it, because that's the only way it could have the fluidity that it actually had there. But, I mean, I have no words for the quality on that animatronic. Also, he made a school bus sized UFO. Well, it's round, so it wasn't really the size of a school bus, but like the size of a school bus appear over the audience in about 3 seconds. Nothing can inflate that fast. I mean, it has to be something in the ceiling. It has to, I can't figure that out. I am literally leaving the show right now, and I am scratching my head like crazy. Now, here's the thing. Is David Copperfield a tired old man? Yeah. Does it show? Yeah. Does half of the show drag on way too long because Copperfield's a tired old man? Yeah, unfortunately. But is it the best illusionist in the world? I can't disagree with that. When you see a school bus-sized UFO floating over your head, free floating over your head, it had complete degrees of freedom. I mean, I assume it was a drone. It flew over my head. I didn't feel anything go up, down, left, right, start an array, but yeah. So I'm gonna head over to Westgate now. I've got a full review of Copperfield, and I don't even know where I'm gonna put that. I gotta think about that and catch a little bit of Jenn Kramer. So I'll catch you over there. Alright, so I just finished with about half of Jenn Kramer's magic show over here at the Westgate. You can see she's doing a meet and greet after. She's one of those that still does a meet and greet, and I think it's a great show to come to. It's a kind of a comedy magic show. Kind of like if you were to take Banachek and Mac King from the half the show I saw, and you combine them together, and you do it for the next generation with things like Facebook and modern stuff like that, then you have Jenn Kramer. I think this is a very, very Westgate, and the price point that they're at, it's a very, very good place to have her at right now, to let her hone her craft. She's still pretty young overall. She does have a podcast that goes over magic stuff with a finance guy named Andre Jake. And it's interesting because there's a lot of kids here. It is a low price show. You can take the whole family to for like $100 instead of having things like crazy marked up. Again, she's one of those that will meet with people after the show. I have nothing bad to say about what I saw. Again, I didn't see the whole show. I can't do a review of the whole show. Is it Copperfield? No. But is it like the next generation of what you're going to see from Mac King and Banachek? Yes. It's comedy magic with mentalism built in, and it's a good show. I have no complaints from the part of the show I saw. The problem is the show just finished at 6:30, and I got to hightail it over to catch Piff the Magic Dragon, and then get on my flight. So we are going to take the monorail back. We talked about the monorail earlier. Take the monorail back 2 stops towards the Flamingo and catch Piff. But yeah, Jen, interesting show. She's at the right place. Not Maine on the Strip. The showroom, I'll show you a picture of it. The showroom, small. Honestly, the showroom is about the size of the crowd that was actually in the Magician's Study. So if you want to see something like the Magician's Study, not as good, not as big of effects and stuff like that, but if you want to see something like the Magician's Study for a reasonable price, you can take the whole family for less than the price of the Magician's Study. Small show, everyone in there gets to participate. I think Jenn Kramer might be a good show for you. Heading over to the Flamingo, that was Magic Show number 8. We've got Magic Show number 9, and literally right after Magic Show number 9, we're flying back home. But I am still trying to figure out how Copperfield, I've been Googling it. I will let you know that, his little alien predated Grogu, predated Baby Yoda, predated the child, whatever you want to call it, predated all those things. So, where are you stealing from, Disney? But you'll see, we got the monorail. Gonna ride the monorail. I got that all-day pass. I've ridden the monorail. 1, 2. This will be the 4th time I've ridden it. So 6 times 4, 24. I only paid $13 for the ticket. I ain't mad. So yeah, the monorail really only works if you're staying on the Flamingo or MGM side of the street, because elsewise it's way too hot. It's finally starting to cool off at about 6:30 here. I'll see you when we get to the Flamingo with Piff and Mr. Piffles. And maybe, just maybe, I'll get me some pizza from a vending machine on the way, because I'm going to have no time after. I got to grab my bag, get to the airport, and I'm flying Frontier. So there ain't no food on board. So I might get off a stop early or stop late before the Flamingo, try and get me some of that vending machine pizza from yesterday, because I always call back to things I say I'm going to call back to. See you over there. Unfortunately, by the time I got to the Flamingo, where I am now, on the monorail's leaving, there is no time before watching a man dressed as a magic dragon. There is no time to watch the man to get a pizza from a vending machine. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do a meet and greet with Piff. I will do a review of the Piff show, but I'm not going to be able to do a meet and greet with Piff because I have to run immediately after Piff and run to the airport. I think at the airport, I'm going to have time to kind of put everything together, sum it all up. There's no show I hated. Let me be very clear. While I'm walking and talking and just kind of headed towards Piff, we got 11 minutes till Piff and the world's only magic performing chihuahua come out. But there's nothing that was intrinsically bad. I mean, I guess I planned. If you ask me who the worst is, it's going to take me a while to think of. I mean, let's not lie. The worst is probably that thing, the first Magic we started with at Lost Spirits, which it was billed as a, you know, if you get there early, you got access to a magic show. It was a magic show, but it's going to be really hard to rank them after that. Here's the thing though, I'm not taking cop-outs. I might make 2 lists. I might make like a best at any price and then a best bang for your buck. But I really have to think about what's going to go on there. I've got 10 minutes to make it to Piff, the Dragon del Magic. So let me make it over there, walking from the monorail. But yeah, nothing's been bad. It's all been good. I mean, I enjoyed my 8 magic shows so far, 7.5 magic shows, you know, because I saw half of Jenn Kramer. But everything else, I saw the full show of. Let's go see Piff, go to the airport, and maybe work out a little bit of math and rank some things together. So I made it to the Flamingo showroom with little time to spare to see Piff the Magic Dragon. I think I've got like 2 minutes to get in there. I did get an ice cream sandwich, which I'm going to chow down on right now. Yeah, it's Vegas. It's like an $8 ice cream sandwich, but it's mint and it's good. I'll see you after Piff. But yeah, just made it with about a minute and a half to spare over here. Chowing down on ice cream.
My name's Piff the Magic Dragon. You might have heard of my older brother, Steve.
Are you hungry?
I loved all of it, and I'm using my golden buzzer.
I mean, this guy's a phenomenal talent.
You can't wait till this is finished, or you...
So I want to know, what have you been up to since the finals?
Mr. Piffles and I, we got our own show at the Flamingo of Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's a pretty big operation, the Piff the Magic Dragon show. We've got Jay. And then there's Francis.
I should have never left Cirque du Soleil.
This dog was born a champion.
His name is Piff the Magic
How does it feel to be crowned the first ever tournament of last champions?
I mean, it's unbelievable.
All the way from Las Vegas, give it up for Piff the Magic Dragon.
David Copperfield.
He's not even a real dragon.
All right, so I just finished with Piff the Magic Dragon. Still probably my favorite act in Vegas. I have to get and rank all these shows. I'll probably do that on the airplane on the way home or in the airport. I did not get time to stay by for a picture because Piff is one of those that's still meeting and greeting for photos, unlike Penn and Teller, which used to do that. Piff is fantastic. I love Piff. Piff is like the future version of Mac King, the forward-looking version of Mac King. He is a comedy magician through and through. All of his stuff is pretty unique. It uses some standard magic principles. Look, in the end of the day, David Copperfield, he's the guy that's making brand new effects and brand new stuff all the time. Everyone else is kind of iterating on the same trick. You know, I saw the same trick 6 different times, which was make an item disappear and make it appear somewhere else. The only person that didn't do that was Copperfield. Every other magician, Jenn Kramer, the mentalist guy, the comedy magic guy, Matt Franco, Piff the Magic Dragon, they all do the standards. Now, Piff did not have a single deck of cards. I think that's important. Him and Copperfield, they don't use cards because they use different stuff. They use a much more inventive type of magic there. But Piff was fantastic. The problem is, I now need to get a taxi and go to the airport because my flight leaves in like an hour and a half. So I'll be back with you once I'm in a more comfortable place, to kind of wrap everything up, I want to rank it. I want to tell you real numbers, real things like that. So we'll join back together, and I'll give you an idea of how things finally roll after all these magic shows that I've seen. All right, so I am at the airport waiting to get on my flight, and I have my final list. The worst of the magic was at Lost Spirits. It was just a standard little magic show before what you did at Lost Spirits. I did make a whole separate video on Lost Spirits. That was number 9. Number 8, Matt Franco. Nothing really new there, just kind of reused old effects from Vegas. Number 7, Jenn Kramer. I like some of her effects. Really good effects, really nice showroom. Meet you afterwards. She has a lot of room to grow. Kind of like the up-and-coming version of a Mac King, per se, but working clean. Then we've got number 6, The Magician's Study. So my 6th favorite is The Magician's Study, it's a very expensive experience for what you get, and you can get similar experiences by going to Jenn Kramer, Mac King, or Banachek. Number 5, Banachek. Pretty much the father of all modern mentalism. Great show. Number 4, Mac King, the father of comedy magic. And right above him, at number 3, is kind of the new wave of comedy magic that's not nearly as clean as Mac King, Piff the Magic Dragon. Number 3, number 2, the number 2 must-see show in Vegas that's magic is Penn and Teller. They're just as good as ever. And number 1, the best magic show in Vegas, David Copperfield. So again, in correct order, number 1, Copperfield. Number 2, Penn and Teller. Number 3, Piff. Number 4, Mac King. Number 5, Banachek. Number 6, Magician's Study. Number 7, Jenn Kramer. Number 8, Matt Franco. And number 9, Lost Spirits. So yes, David Copperfield, if you watch this video, I did not expect him to be the best, but he is the number 1 must-see magic show in Vegas, even though it's 20 good minutes of magic in 90 minutes of him talking. I'm gonna board my flight. This is Richard from No Pants Profits with 20 seconds left on my video, reminding you that much like me, I'm leaving Vegas. I love magic. When you wear no pants, the only thing you got left to lose is your shirt. With 8 seconds left on the camera, have a great one. Any questions, comments, leave them below. Bye!